What's up, guys? One thing that punk rock has really inspired me to do is the just the do-it-yourself attitude. So in the I don't know when it was, late '60s, early '70s. You correct me if I'm wrong, but punk rock took off. This kitty's right here. She sees the shadows on the walls and she starts going crazy. What was I saying? Yeah, punk rock took off as this genre that kids could participate in. They didn't necessarily, have education in music, but they understood the concept of like a simple power chord, and then they just went ahead and had fun and played music and just were artists, were able to create and express. And so a lot of these guys, like I said, they weren't educated in music, but they just kind of taught themselves how to do it. And a lot of them were just like they weren't even that, they hadn't been playing guitar for years or been singing for years. A lot of these guys literally were like, hey, I want to make a band, let's just go do it. And that do-it-yourself attitude for artists, I think, is so powerful, because what it does is it skips this idea that you have to do all this preparation, and really allows you to just get involved in whatever you're doing. So, obviously, if you want to be a doctor, you got to go to school to be a doctor. Like there's a number of things you have to complete in order to get into that profession. But as an artist, there is really no limitations as to what you can do, how you're supposed to do it, how much prep work you're supposed to have. So some of the best experience you can have is literally just doing the art, as opposed to telling yourself, oh, you're not ready, oh, you need to do this and that. A lot of my friends are great musicians, but they tell themselves they can't be proper musicians unless they have a band behind them. And I tell them, can you sing? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, that's a start. Like, you can go and do covers and post those online. Like, you can just do that. There's karaoke. Literally, there's songs already, they're already complete. It's just a song with the voice track taken out. So you can show people, hey, I can sing. Like, that's a way to start. And you're still practicing. You're still, and it's fun. A lot of my friends are guitarists or drummers, and they have the ability to write music, but they say, well, it's not really worth it if I can't get a band together. Again, you can create music without having a band. You can express yourself and put out art, or you can do covers without having to, have all these other factors in order to allow you to do that. So this do-it-yourself attitude influenced me and my brother when we were younger, because he's kind of a pretty good musician. He's always been, but he has no education. But what happened was he literally just would compose songs, and then we would just run with it, which was awesome. And then I kind of learned how to do the same thing. And there was no structure to the music. There was structure, but there were no rules as to what we could do. We weren't like, okay, we have to follow this pattern or this. It was kind of like, okay, do you like the sound of that? You think that's cool? No, I think that's cool too. Yeah, let's run with it. And it's a freeing attitude, and it's a productive attitude, this do-it-yourself approach. Like I said, I at least was inspired by, those punk rockers who just went ahead and did it. So this can, like I said, if you're an artist, any sort of art that you're involved in, having this sort of attitude, just getting out and expressing your art, whether that's in front of people, whether that's just doing it, in your room, as opposed to just telling yourself, like, what's the point? Just putting it out there, putting it out on the internet, putting it out on social media, SoundCloud if you're a musician. I mean, there are so many different platforms today with the internet that you can get an audience, or at least have the potential for an audience, if you are putting out your art. And like I said, you don't have to have super expensive equipment, or you don't have to be the most experienced or the greatest at whatever you're doing. But if you are involved and you're just going for it, you're going to keep developing your craft, and you're going to have a lot of fun during the process. So that is my advice. And for all you artists out there who are kind of self-conscious and stuff, I really encourage you to go ahead and just get involved in what you're doing, and don't be afraid to share it, because I feel like art, in a lot of ways, yeah, you can do it for yourself. I get that. A lot of my friends are like, I just do it for myself, but I think it is really cool, and I think it takes a level of courage to share your art with other people. So, and I think other people appreciate that too, because they're getting, this unique, they're getting your unique expression. They get to experience that and see it or hear it. So anyway, guys, cool beans, peace, have a good one.